Lando, we've talked a lot about this track. You finally had a chance to drive around it. What was it like?
It's extremely tricky. It's very bumpy in some areas, which was maybe not quite what we were expecting. I think what a lot of people are expecting, I think everyone is expecting it to be very smooth and beautiful, but it's not. The surface is very tricky as well. You go offline anywhere and it's pretty much game over. You know, you spin, you end up in the wall. So it's punishing, let's say. That's why you've seen quite a few people, ending up in the barriers. It's a bit weird. Like if you go offline anyway, it's just terrible. So I'm hoping they can do something a little bit better. I don't know what. I think when they clean the track, it helps. Like this morning, it was a lot of marbles and stuff, and as soon as you went offline, it was game over. But it was the same in P2. It started better, but then as soon as there's a little bit of marbles, you go offline and it's terrible. So I feel like it's not going to be great for racing now. It's just tricky to, it's like one line you got to stick to, and that's it. So it's a bit restricting, let's say. You can't do many differences comparing to other people, so it limits you a little bit, but it's the negatives. Positives, I think it's still a fun track. It's challenging, it's difficult, it's obviously punishing, like I said, and still a funnish track to drive. So all in all, a reasonable day.
Quite a disjointed session with the red flags. It kind of probably disrupted your long run in. So do you get a feel for that at all with high fuel?
A little bit. Obviously, never as much. You never really get as much as what you planned for. But we got a little bit. I think we made some good steps from FP1 to FP2. We obviously need to try and make some more. We're not where we want to be, and Mercedes are quite a long way ahead of us. And let's say they're our most comparable team with similar PUs. So I think positive. Like things went in the right direction. We just maybe need to go in that direction a bit more. So we'll try that and see where we end up.
Surprised by that Mercedes pace?
Not at all. They were P4, P5 in Bahrain. They've been strong all year. Just because they have some bouncing, everyone expects them to be terrible. So no, not at all. They're extremely strong in slow speed corners. Mercedes have been probably one of the best cars in the slow speed all season. Just no one ever looks at the GPS very well and picks it up. So not a surprise in any way. So just makes us want to work even harder and try and get past them again.
Great stuff. Thanks, Lando. Good luck. Hey, Daniel. What was your first experience of the Miami Grand Prix circuit like?
Was an experience. It was cool. I mean, some parts I like, but yeah, just the surface, the asphalt. That's coming out of my salary.
That's okay. We got the recording. You're fine.
Do you want me to wait? Okay. I won't say anything too bad. It's all right. But yeah, it's just offline, really slippery. I feel like just some of the stones are coming up, so it's kind of like gravel. So it's something we haven't, I think, experienced before. So call it a new challenge. But I like the first sector. That's cool. It's fun. It's quite flowing and fast. The real tight bit, it's whatever. We changed obviously a few things this afternoon. You're trying to figure out the track and adapt to it. I don't think we still found, let's say, the right or the sweet spot. So a bit more work tonight, and we'll get after it for tomorrow.
How did the car just generally feel on low fuel? And I know we didn't get much long runs, but from what you could learn.
Yeah, it's, as you say, like interrupted with some red flags and some stuff going on. So hard to get like some long, consistent runs. I think it felt similar across low fuel and high fuel. I think we're still trying to, let's say, look for the same things in the car, or let's say the weaknesses. I think we're there in both cases. So yeah, a bit of work to do, but in saying that, like not from a discouraged point of view, just lots to digest in a couple hours running on a new track.
And what have you made of the atmosphere? Like it's heaving in the paddock right now. It's quite something else.
It's cool. It's odd. I mean, to be honest, like when you get out of the car, you're sweating and you're like, you kind of want your own personal space. But in general, it's cool to have a paddock with atmosphere. I mean, I would say really since COVID, let's say, opened up a little more, every paddock's been pretty awesome. And certainly it's buzzing right now.
Awesome. Thanks very much. Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
Sharp, P1, P2, not a bad day's work. But how was it out on track today?
Oh, it's a very tricky track, but yeah, it's nice. I like it. I enjoy it. It seems like the field is much closer together than what we've seen since the beginning of the season, so it should be exciting. But we definitely need to do a step up for tomorrow. So yeah, we'll try to put everything together tonight, try and analyze the data as much as we can, and do a step forward also in terms of driving, and have a good Saturday.
How difficult was it to make the right changes at the right time with the speed of the development of the track?
Oh yeah, it changed massively. The track since this morning has changed really a lot, and especially with this tarmac, it's very different to what we are used to normally. Offline, it's slippery like crazy, so any small mistake you pay off quite a lot. So yeah, it's like this. It will be a challenging race and a challenging weekend overall, but we started it well.
Where do you see your main opposition coming from this weekend? Obviously, Max had problems in FP2. The Mercedes looking quick, but trying to downplay how fast they really might be.
Max will be quick for sure. Whenever they will solve their problems, he will be quick. The surprise is Mercedes for now. They seem to be very strong, and also on the high fuel pace, they were strong. So yeah, they might be the surprise this weekend, and it would be nice if they can join the battle with Red Bull and ourselves.
Where do we start with today? Are there positives that you can take out of it?
I mean, the pace still there. I'm pretty fast out there. Just obviously disappointed, no, because it's not the way you want to start a weekend, giving the mechanics some extra laps. You know, I hit probably the barrier in the worst possible place. There was no tech pro there. I hit pure straight into a concrete wall, which even at the speed I was going felt quite harsh. So the car has damage. I've given everyone a bit of a rough Friday night, but which is not ideal. But pace is there. The cars seem to be working well around here, so we'll take the positives.
Tricky track.
Very tricky. The heat is not making it easy on tires. You know, I had this little snap coming out of the previous corner. I think I overheated a bit the rear tires and just completely lost it. No, so it's going to be a tricky Grand Prix. Things could still happen. A lot of things can happen, but the thing is that tomorrow we go again, and we need to keep adapting to it.
The press will obviously want to look at this in conjunction with the last couple of races. I know that when you deal with these things, you like to turn the page, you like to move beyond them. How do you continue to do that? How do you not allow the last couple of race weekends sort of fall into a downward spiral?
Yeah, I'm the first one that is not happy with the last two crashes, you know, and I'm the first one that is analyzing it and trying to take conclusions from it. I remember going through a very similar scenario last year, you know, where I crashed a couple of times, and right after them it came my best run of races in Formula One, so I know how to come out of it. I think I'm still learning a lot of this car. This car is still surprising me, I'm not gonna lie. It's still things that are, let's say, a bit out of my control that are surprising me, and as soon as I get on top of them and learn them, I think, as you saw today, I can be quick in any given lap.